Today we look at the Gospel according to Mark, chapter 10, verse 27. Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, Matthew, Mark. So the second Gospel, chapter 10, verse 27. Jesus looked at them and said, "With man this is impossible, but not with God. All things are possible." Jesus gazed at them and said, "By human resources it is impossible, but not for God, because for God everything is possible." Now, when we read a passage like this, it is very complex. I don't want to scare you, but you see, sometimes when we read this, sometimes we get ourselves in a kind of a what? Uncomfortable, ugly situation, and then what? We work back and say, well, we trust in God, with Him all things are possible. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. But it is more than that, We work, we live, and when we feel our backs are against the wall, then we hold out and say, with God all things are possible. Yes, that is true, that is correct. But the phrase, with God all things are possible, ought to be a way of life. Thus, as we get up, we put ourselves into the capable hands of God, firm in faith that all things are possible. So it's not really a kind of equation where we are praying and hoping. If you're not looking after yourselves, if you're on medication and you're not taking your medication, well then how could God work in an impossible scenario like that? Mind you, I'm not disputing it, because God can do all sorts of things. You're a student, you're not studying properly, you're not applying yourselves diligently as you should, right? And then you're going to do an exam. Right? So let us do our part, and God will do His part. We do our 100% and God does 600%. But we need to put our effort. And when we do our part, we put our effort in, we can really now collaborate, coordinate, cooperate with God, with Jesus Himself, and say, yes, you're a great God. All things are possible. Mark chapter 10, verse 27. So we ask for Jesus to always be with us, so that we too can believe more and more that with Him all things are possible. Amen.